Hello YouTube, today you join me, we're doing the Gearbox Mount job today. There is a bit of clunking, but that's probably normal. I've got to take a look at the steering rack anyway. And I've also, this Gearbox Mount is completely shot up, as you can tell. The Volvo's Gearbox Mount does have a bit of play, but last time I was able to move it, so it's probably seized up by now. I'm going to take a pry at something with it, like maybe a screwdriver, and see if it moves. Let's take a pry at it. Let's see if it'll move. Take a good old pry at it. If you have any screwdrivers. Oh, should not really show you this, but this is my toolkit, which is pretty cool. But I'm not going to show you it because I don't want people coming after it, because this is an expensive piece of toolkit. Actually, I'll show you it, but not to everybody else because it's an expensive bit of kit. Let's just get a prier. Let's just try and pry at it to see if it will move. Let's just give it a good old pry. I'm going to pause for a minute. I'll see you guys in a bit. Take a good old pry at it just to see. Oh, nearly. Well, it's not really moving what it was before, because before that was moving. Unless it's one of the bushes that are gone. I'm going to take a technical inspection of the... That was moving last time. Why is it all of a sudden gotten stuck? So yeah, as you can tell, the bushing is slightly worn severely. This is a really solid car. Yeah, ignore the seepage. That's perfectly normal for a car of this age. Yes, that's starting to show. I mean, it is still solid. I had new shocks and stuff on it. It just needs a bit of work. I think it's not too bad, considering its age for a car like this. So, there's that too. Let's just try and pry it first. See if it will wiggle. Yeah, these bolts look a bit... need wire brushing, but I'm just trying to have a wiggle at it before. Oh, yeah. Look. Tell me now, is that supposed to be moving? No. That's not supposed to be moving, mate. That. If you see that. Yeah, that's not supposed to be moving. Look at that. That's not supposed to be moving, is it? Not a slight inch. Maybe the back one as well. Yeah, the back, both bushings have completely shot it. So, yeah, that's gone. That is gone. Those bushings are shot. Here's the new one. Now we just got to tighten it up just a bit more because I want to be on the safe side. And then we're going to go ahead and replace this transmission torque map. I'll see you in a bit. Let me just get. You all know, guys, I work in the motor trade, but look at that. And this fucking released it. You always bring a breaker bar for doing rusty nuts like this, and you need to give them a brush, preferably a wire brush to the fucking thing. Also, there I noticed there's leaks. It seeps a bit from the oil pan somewhere. I've got to take a look at that soon, because as you can see, there's a wet spot sort of here, which needs having a look at soon enough, so I can pass the MOT for this Volvo. It came off with ease, surprisingly, so there we go. Let me try and do one hand with the video camera and one hand. There we go. Let's just release it, and that's right in there. So all it just needed was a breaker bar, and this makes the job a whole lot easier. Doing it safely. Chocks at the back of the wheels. I know it's slightly slanted, but maybe we'll be okay. May the Lord bless us now for what I'm about to do. But it's quite good. I'm doing well. I'm trying to get this arsehole off. I did it safely for the first time without anybody's help. I did all right, actually. I do know how to do this sort of stuff. But yeah, the gearbox mount is slowly coming out. I can't wait to test it out and do it properly, because if I don't do a proper job of it, we're going to screw up and you know how much is it for a new torque converter and gearbox on an old car like this? We're looking at £2,000. So I can't. This is why you need to replace your motor mounts, people. Is because if you don't replace them, a new gearbox is going to cost you an arm and leg, especially for an automatic of this age. It was going to cost me about £2,000 for a new gearbox, and I don't want to do that. I don't want a new transmission, so that's the whole point, is basic maintenance. I'm also going to change the transmission fluid and the gear. I'm going to change the transmission fluid because it's part of the gearbox, so this car can last for years, and I want to do that. So one bolt is already off. Now we just need to carry on doing this job. So I'm just going to put the camera aside without crushing my phone. Let's just put this here for now, so you guys can enjoy the fun from my camera. Yeah, let's just put the camera down. Let's just slowly release this off the... There we go. All it just needed was a bit of persuasion, really. Yeah, that's all it needed. And a new gearbox could cost £2,000, so we don't want that happening. Oh my! These need it all. Flip. Oh, these are still good. These are still good for the age. I can reuse these, maybe. They're still good. Yeah, these are still good, and they're 25-year-old washers. So let's get the other bolts off, and let's see if this will... Yeah, it does. Just needs a bit of a wire brushing, really. That's all it needs, wire brush. So let's get the other bolt off. Oh, flipping it! I love doing car stuff. Oh, I'm so glad I'm in the motor trade now. Come on. This needs... Oh, this one's really tight. That's tight. Ah, yeah, it's always the next bolt. I really hope this comes off. Oh, flipping heck. That's tight. That's really flipping tight. No, actually, this car is really solid. Look at how solid the flooring and everything is. The exhaust is actually factory, so you've got to be really careful with this, because you don't want to strip the threads. This bastard refuses to come off. Oh god, flipping it. This is the worst of it, is like getting these bolts off. I mean, they look good, but there's one problem with it all. There's always a problem when I do this stuff. If I can just get this bolt off, I'll be really happy without rocking the car. Let's just take a bit of a break. Oh, flipping it. And I'm going to get on with this because I don't want to keep wasting footage. I just spoke to my mum. Now we got to get the second bolts off because time is fleeing by. So we got to get this last bolt off. I've managed to crack it off now. So let's get this last bolt off as well, and the two ones at the back, so that this can easily pop out. This. That's popped out. Let's just... Yeah, that's gone. No. I placed the gearbox mount, didn't I? Oh god, that is so much easier now. That is so much easier. Yeah, that's gone. That is completely gone. Oh, this is so fun. I love this car. I'm going to spend money on it. I'm going to spend lots of money on it. I don't care. That tastes very nice, people. I'm just going to swap the tools over. I can skip the boring bits because there's no point doing the boring bits. So let's just go get my tools, and then we're going to carry on with this crap because today it's not fun. So let's just get my tools. I got my whole tool set. Oh, it's just I'm going to take a rest break in a bit, and then I'm just going to carry on with this essentially. Okay. Let's see what size we need. Let me just talk to my dad for a bit. Spot the difference, people. Spot the difference. Spot the bloody difference. Look at that. That is just disgusting, man. That is absolute. Look at that. Bloody hell. No wonder the gearbox is short. Like, seriously, look at fucking that. Let's try and unhook the fucking stupid thing off here because I want to take a look at this bushing. And that bushing looks really fucked. Look, that's not supposed to be bending. If you have that on your Volvo, get one of these. Look how solid that is now. That is not going anywhere. Look how solid that is. So yeah, that's going now. I'm going to slap on the new mount. I just have to finish off the last 2 bolts for this job. Let me just quickly get some in. Just to finish this job off and go home. What size is this going to be? Is it going to be a 16 or a 15 mil? What size is this then? Last 2 bolts at the back. A bit small, so let's see if a 15 or a 14 will fit this, and then just break them off. You can see, look, it's come out successfully, so let's get the last 2 bolts out and finish this job for today, because that's it for now. Then I'm going to start ordering more parts and get new brakes. And so our bits and bobs here and there. The project is going sort of well, but let's go. Let's see if this will work. 2-3 more hours of sunlight, and then I'm going to go home essentially. I might stay over here for a bit. Yeah, that will do, won't it? Let's try a smaller one. Okay, so it's a 14. I need to get a socket in there or some crap. Need to get my socket in there, maybe. Give it a socket. Give it the socket treatment. Don't take that the wrong way, people. Probably socket to it. Let's get a socket. Get the big arsehole in there, maybe. Try and get a socket in there. Let's see if the socket will work. Let's see if we can install it. Will this work? Yeah. Don't want to break the ratchet, because what I'm scared of is breaking it and hitting my head. This is hard. This is a lot harder than I expected. This is like properly seized. This is. Sometimes I hate being a mechanic, but I love being it because it pays off in the end. Oh, this is stuck, mate. Okay, the first one comes off with ease, but it's a problem. It's a bit of an issue. Getting the last two bolts off and swinging my legs around isn't going to help. So let's try that again. Let's just need to take a bit of an impact to that. Oh, this is the only way of doing it. It's a bad example, people. Do not try this at home unless you're a Volvo expert like me. This is hard. Oh, this asshole come off. Oh, this is this is hard. Seriously, like the new part is solid. Don't get me wrong, but should have really left this to somebody else with more expertise than me. But no, actually, I do know what I'm doing. It's just proven very hard today to do this job, and it's almost taken me 3 hours because I've been fiddling about. If I hadn't fiddled about, I would have been alright. So let's try and finish this job today. It's clearly not going to come off, is it? Okay, we're going to have to take a break apart to this shit. This is clearly not working the way as I expected it to. So we've got a problem. We've got a problem now. I can't get this stupid arsehole of a thing to move out. We've got a problem. Got a problem now.
Alright, tight, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, you struggling? Do you want land?
Nah, I'm alright.
Alright,
I'm perfectly fine doing this alone. This isn't too hard. Oh, this is not good. I've accidentally scratched my ratchet now. Oh, not a good day, is it, today? Let's try that again. Let's try and push it off with a bit of force. Let's try that again. Oh! Sometimes being a mechanic is not easy, people. Sometimes it's hard. Oh, I don't want to bust this fuel line. This is what I'm scared of, is you don't want to bust the fuel lines or... yeah. Scary. Scary shit happens sometimes. You just gotta give it a bit of persuasion. Oh god. Oh, that was the way of doing it. Alright, okay. So I've done it the wrong way. Oh, nearly. Don't want to bust out that fuel line, do I? Because if I bust the fuel lines, it's game over. I don't want to bust this fuel line because that goes to somewhere to the fuel tank, and that is very, very important. If you damage this fuel line, you could potentially F up the car. You're not supposed to bust the fuel lines because they supply petrol to the Volvo. That's what I want to avoid, is busting the fuel. Oh god. Yeah. That is bad. We do not want to bust the fuel line on this old girl, so let's try to avoid that way of doing things. Let's try to avoid busting the old girl. I should have really jacked it up just a bit more further. Well, at least I did a proper job of the oil sump and whatnot. Oh, Veronica, why are you such a bitch? There we go. Oh, no, I don't want to do that, do I? Ooh, I need to get my ratchet and just loosen this now. Oh, I've already busted. Oh. Sometimes I get pains in my arm. This is going to be a very long video, but it's worth it. I'm going to go ahead and cut again because I don't want to keep. So with now 2 bolts installed, I've already torqued that one on now. Just got to torque the last 3 bolts up. That'll do. And no, that's not going anywhere now. Now to finish the last 2 bolts up. Now to 65 Newton meters of torque. So I'm going to go up a bit with this around there. Closest I can do is 56. It doesn't need to be overly tight, but just like tight enough so that I can do it. Let's just do these last 2 bolts and then today's job will be finitoed. Yep, that's it. That's it. It's not going anywhere. Now, let's just call my dad and say that that's done. So, yeah. See you now. So people, doing me a bit late now, so I'm just waiting for the Volvo to charge and then we're going to start driving it up and just putting into reverse and just wearing in the new gearbox mount so that the new gearbox mount properly works now and it should shift smoother than it did last time. And I also want to take a look at the door because yeah, the seams are a bit. The thing is with these seals is they like to curve in. Maybe get a new seal for this. That's probably why the air's getting in. But well, there is a bit of because of the cover basically gets in the water, and I have dried out the screen a bit, so it should be right. I hope so. Yeah, I just got to test it out. The tyres are flat, but I'm only going to go reverse, forward and backwards just to wear in the gearbox mount. Oh, I pray that it works. I pray that it works properly now, this gearbox, because I need to make this car last by replacing some of the bits and pieces. I am just having a look under the hood. There's the battery on charge. Should say fully charged now. Oh, I'm just not looking forward to this now. This is the worst. This is the worst bit. Is not the worst bit, but like this is the bit where does it work? It's the only way to find out. Sorry for this video for being so long, but I couldn't help it. This video had to be long for a reason because it's a long job changing motor mounts on an old car like this. But it's a great car though. I've got a brilliant car. There's nothing wrong with this old Volvo, and nothing like a good TLC will do. The badges, I'm glad I put a 2.5 litre badge on it that says 2.5 litre. It looks absolutely brilliant. Of course, the Volvo badge as well, but still bits and pieces need fixing with it. So, yeah, as you can see, that tail light. There's a few bits that I know as a Volvo expert, like for example the white block engines on these old cars, is they like to leak. A prime example is on these Volvo white block engines is the timing chain or the timing serpentine belt. You can't skimp out on those services, not on this car I'm afraid. Which you can always do in the future now that I've got a breaker bar and the Torx bits. I could change the spark plugs if I wanted to. I'm going to keep an eye on the top mount here because they're a common failure, which it's just brilliant. I need to change the spark plugs ideally soon. Change a few bits bobs here, and then we'll be good to go. This old car back to roadworthiness. So yeah, I guess this is the end of the video. If you did enjoy, please like. Actually, no, this is not the end of the video. Still got to test if it works. So, yeah, that's it. successfully did it. I'm gonna go now and see you guys in a bit.